how are we defining each other? You see, racism is a socially constructed entity. And why I say it's socially constructed is because if you study history, and you'll notice that the time when Charles Darwin came up with the theory of evolution, and I call it a theory because it's just a theory, it's not necessarily scientifically proven, but what is interesting is that it was from that time on that people began to associate race with skin color. In the past, before that, people would talk about different ethnic groups. So people would talk about the English race, the Scottish race. They would define race more as ethnicity rather than skin color. But what happened is a lot of people have embraced an evolutionary approach to race. So they start thinking that some people are more evolved than others, therefore more superior to others. But we need to remove the issue of skin color from it because it's scientifically proven that we're actually all from one blood. In other words, it's been proven, and it's a fact, that there's actually only one race, the human race. Then there are various ethnic groups within the human race. What I find very interesting is if you look at the history of South Africa, we have a situation where intellectuals got together and decided how they were going to categorize various people. So they came up with about 8 different categories for your so-called colored people. And those people began to internalize that. When I speak to my so-called colored friends, they'll say, yes, in the townships as we were growing up, you could smell the smell of those burning hot combs as people tried to straighten their hair because it was seen as more superior if your hair was straighter than your friends who had curly hair. And we started noticing people actually socializing along those lines that had been socially constructed for them. Yet that very same person, if they go to the United States of America, would not be categorized in that particular category. So it doesn't make sense to me why we've internalized something that was socially constructed by people who were not necessarily thinking accurately concerning this notion of race. And that's why there's certain terms I don't use when it comes to the issue of race.